Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is about the fullest we've ever had this room, I think, which is actually a good thing. I'm George Bagnall. Just for those of you that don't know, and I think probably most of you do, we've been members here since 1999. And I think full-time residents for the last, well, Jackie 8 years and myself 7 years. I've served on the board previously. Pardon me. But the biggest, I want to keep this really short, and about the vision for Mission Lakes Country Club. When we got here, we first came here in the early 80s to visit. And the golf course was flat, brown, no trees, which was great. But every year, if you see pictures of it, it's improved. The clubhouse has improved. The golf course has improved. The pool area has improved. Every year we get better and better. And what I would hate to see is for us to stall out and not do anything. We need, our clubhouse could do with a little revamp. It's pretty old. It's getting a little catty. The golf course we're in the process of revamping and redoing. And we all have to realize we can't afford to do it all at once. So we have to pick our priorities. Right, last year and this year was the golf course. The main reason the golf course, I think, got a lot of money this year was because there was no proposal for redoing the clubhouse. We may not be able to do that next year or the year after. If we want to revamp the clubhouse, we may have to scale back a lot and skip a portion of the golf course. We kept saying, I think originally it was the ad hoc committee, a 5 to 7 year project to do the entire golf course. That may have to get extended if we take out a bunch of money, which it would be to redo the clubhouse. There's more in the pool area. The overall plans were for washrooms down in the pool area by the end of the motel units, that type of thing, which is going to take a substantial amount of funding. And we need to try to do that all within a reasonable budget. Thank you.
George, what do you think would make the club better? You.
That's a very good question. I'll make it better. No. We could all say that. I think, just as I said before, it's maintaining what we have. Not only maintaining what we have, we want to improve it. If we're going to go and, like we did with the pool, we could have just done one little shade structure down, redid the one we had. But no, the house committee went and took the time, and the pool and rec, pardon me, so I'll get rolling. Pool and rec spent the year or more working on to do it right. And you can't just pick away and do a little tiny bit and paint the cement. You got to do it the right way.
Okay. What time frame should be allowed for the master plan completion?
20 minutes. No, I don't think you can pick a time frame. We had an ad hoc committee, or the board put an ad hoc committee together to study, to see how we could fund the master plan. And part of that, one of the things that was suggested was we could go out and borrow money. And we could borrow against our reserves, and we could do it in 2 years. Now that does take a big chunk of our reserve funds every year. And I'd like to see us do it in that 2 years, but I don't think we can. I don't think we have the funds available today to do that. It would be nice. We could do an assessment. Everybody wants to throw in $1,000. We could do it all, but that's not really a viable option. So I think it's going to take us at least another 5 years to finish it.
Okay, last. What are your ideas for a more successful F&B, limiting losses and still providing an enjoyable experience?
That's an easy one because I don't have an answer. I do not know. I'm not a food and beverage expert. We have, again, another ad hoc committee that is looking at ways we can improve it. We've tried changing the menu. We've tried going to, those of you that have been here are upstairs. We tried going to happy hours. We've tried music. There's been a lot of, I call it little things. Some of them were expensive, but we've tried a lot of things and it hasn't worked. And I honestly think we've got to go outside and we've got to get somebody in that more or less knows what they're talking about. I can't suggest anything that I would do personally that would make it better. I can't go out there and, well, I couldn't cook any better, so never mind. Anyway, that's where we're at.
Yes, you could. Okay. Any questions?
Jerry.
Start at the back.
She was looking. She couldn't see the sharp people up there.
Yep.
Okay. I'm up here representing the Condominium Association. I've owned there since 2010. Every year our dues have been raised. You guys are crippling us. We have $220 to pay for our homes, and we have, at this point, including food and beverage, $325. Those are 565 square feet and 2 bedrooms, 740. Do how much percentage that is of just the square feet. I don't know what to say. We borrowed $175,000 to make long-term repairs on our homes down there. A lot of our folks are fixed income or Canadians. The dollar's against the Canadians big time. And as fixed income, anyone that's on it, I don't think I have to explain that to them. So what is this board going to do to stop raising dues every year?
Actually, that's not that tough a question. The board, along with the finance committee, goes through around budget time, and all we can do is cut expenses. We can cut services. We could cut exercise classes. I could cut mowing the lawn. We can not open upstairs. We could do a lot of things to cut services. The budget dictates what our dues increase is going to be. Now, we've had...
$7 million spent on the maintenance of the forest.
Pardon me?
Could we cut the $1.7 million spent on maintenance of the forest?
No.
No, absolutely. We could do that, and that would not affect your dues at all. All of the funds for the golf course are coming out of reserves.
Your maintenance.
Yes, there's lots of things we could do. We could close the restaurant.
No.
There are a number of things you could do like that, but you've got to be really careful when you get into cutting services. And I would hate to see us cut services. If we have to, maybe we have to.
It's Bob here.
I'm one of the persons on the Food and Beverage Investigation Committee, and I am a general manager at another country club, and we are just probably about the same as you are. We have maybe a few more people, quite a few more people than what you have. But we face the same issues. We face the same budgeting problems you have. We still know that all the amenities, the golf course and everything have to be paid for with your dues. Part of what you buy for, what you pay for when you come in here, is to have these amenities. You want to belong to a country club. If you do not want to belong to a country club, then this is not the right place for you. However, that being said, I would agree that it wouldn't hurt for someone outside to come in and look at our food and beverage. I think we've discovered that and discussed it in our meetings, that we do have some expertise, but we still need a mission statement. And so I don't know how you feel about that, George, but I would certainly support that.
And you're right. we do need a mission statement for that. Part of that I've heard, I've talked to a few dozen people about it, and every time I ask them what they would like in food and beverage and in the restaurant, you get a different answer. I've got some people that think we should be a pasta house. I've got other people that like fried chicken. That's why we need somebody outside that, how can we want to try to be everything to everybody, and that's a problem.
One person commented. I'm here to ask about the front entrance. Do you have any plans for changing that? I think it looks ridiculous, and there's no way to welcome people in.
Down at,
Yeah, the front entrance.
down in Clubhouse.
We've heard a few comments on that about the rail fencing that was put up.
Yeah.
And it would have been nice back then to put up, to extend the wall down to the corner that's right at that, from the corner back to Spyglass corner is where I'm getting to. And all that amounts to is money. If we can come up with the funding, then I think that's what we should do. And that'll make that entrance look 100% better.
George, thank you for letting me ask you a question. You know, track record is very important, okay? You've been around a long time, and recently, as you've been on the board as a regular member and a past president for 4 years, during that time, you were involved in increasing our dues $10 a month for 4 years. Also, you hired Susan Poppy and for food and beverage, and our loss has increased over $400,000 within that period, and is to this date, for 2017, is projected to be $217,000. Also, you are in favor of spending $2.9 million and for a total of the golf course renovation. You have indicated to some members, one being Rich Wentworth, that you can go ahead with the project once you're on the board and you don't need members' approval. Why should the membership trust you?
Well, first of all, because that's not true. So I'm not going to comment on it.
Okay, I understand that that question might have touched a nerve or whatever, but I think part of what we need to know when we're looking at candidates is not just a track record, but the character of the individual. And so to that, I have a couple of points I'd like you to address. It was under your watch that the warm-up cage, or whatever we're calling that area, the practice area, was built. And under your watch, it was built without blueprints, and I think all of us, even those of us who aren't drinking, recognize that it is at a steep angle, and there are no specific plans other than there have been bids as to what it's going to cost to fix it, but why wasn't it done right the first time? That's my first one. And the second one, and I know this is going to touch a nerve, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time. However, in the bar, you referred to another candidate as a wetback.
That's enough. I have never said that to anybody, so
You were
that's it.
heard. This is a question.
No.
This is supposed to be.
Randy, that's enough, Randy. This is not for personal attack. It's not.
Let her speak. Bullshit.
That's not good.
We're not here for personal attack. Is there another question?
I mean, it's up to you whether you choose to not answer it.
We're not here for making statements like that.
Sit down. She can talk.
And the only thing I'll comment on is on the practice warm-up cage. We were led to believe, the entire board, when they voted for the funding, that it was going to be level. And it was not. And it should have been level, absolutely. And we've looked at funding and gotten bids to level it. And so far, none of that has been approved.
I guess the point is if you spent $11,000 or whatever you spent and you got it wrong, why do we want to entrust you with the millions that are involved in renovating the golf course and the clubhouse? Okay, if you want to go there, we can address the reason.
Tom, you gotta stop this. They're arguing the audience.
Go there.
I'm just saying, she raised the issue about the
Hey,
board.
It's 15 minutes right now.
Okay.
Angry.
We're done. It's done.
Timer's up.
Thank you, Harry.
Okay, thank you. Is that 15 minutes?
Okay, thank you.